Lo and behold, the fire disappears. The candle burning on the menorah blows out and is gone. All the Kislev are very intrigued. They don't know what's going on, and they look at the Rebbe and they see that he's in a very serious mood, and he's not really with them. He's in a different world. Meanwhile, in a different part of the country, there's a chassid who decided for Channukah he has to spend time by the Baruch. So he gets ready, he packs his bags. He realized a bit late that it's time to travel, so he figures he'll take a shortcut through the woods. Now everybody knows the woods in the winter in Eastern Europe is not the place to travel at night, and not at all. But he figured he knew a certain path, he knew a route to take. He was going to follow the markings of a certain trail through the woods. He takes his horse and he's rushing through the woods. It begins to snow, it gets dark, he loses the way. And, it gets dark outside, he starts hearing all the noises of the animals of the forest, the wolves and the bears. And he hears noises coming closer by, and sure enough, it's a group of bandits. Surround him, they grab him off his horse, and they say, "Give us all your money." And he realizes very quickly what's going on, and he doesn't have very much of a way of getting out of this. So he figures he might as well try his best, and he starts telling them about Channukah, and how he has a family at home, and he wants to go see his Rebbe. And surprisingly, these bandits happen to be Jewish themselves. And they said, "Oh, sure, we know all about Channukah. We've been finished with that for a while." And the chief bandit says, "I'll strike a deal with you. I will let you go without your horse and with no directions. If you make it out of this woods," he handed him a white handkerchief and he said, "I want you to tie this in a specific location outside of the woods. And if you make it out, I want you to tie it there and leave it there. And I will check it out in a few days' time, see if it's there. And if I see that, God has listened to you and has protected you, I will return. I will do teshuva." And he starts walking, and he has no clue where he is. He has no signs of where the trail is. And miraculously, in front of him, there appears a small flame, and begins to follow the flame. And the flame leads him out of the woods into town. So as soon as he gets out of the woods, he ties the kerchief on a tree, and he walks up to the Rebbe's house. And as he walks through the door, the flame on the Rebbe's menorah returns, jumps back into its place, and all the Chassidim understand what a miracle happened here, that the light of the Rebbe's menorah went into the woods to help pull out this Jew from his situation. Now the real story is actually about the bandit. A few weeks later, a man turns up in town, wearing tattered clothes. No one knew who he was, and he came and he wanted to speak to the Rebbe in private. And some of the Chassidim who were there, they listened, they tried to hear what was going on in this meeting, and they heard the man was crying and sobbing, and he came out a new man, and he immediately disappeared from town. And everyone understood this was the continuation of the story, where the chief of the bandits had seen that the man had survived, he had seen God's hand had saved this Jew, and he had returned to Hashem. And this is the story of the Channukah lights, that we celebrate the essence of the Jew, where the flame is the eternal flame. The candles of the menorah, we light them remembering what they lit in the Beis HaMikdash. There's nothing else we do today which they still did in the Beis HaMikdash. The only thing we have left is the menorah. The menorah is the eternal flame of the Jew, that which can never be extinguished. And that's what we celebrate on this wonderful holiday. Afreilich and Channukah.